no one wants a new Pro Model Switch. Not
Well,
give us a Pro Model Switch.
actually,
then-
there are people that do want a Pro Model Switch.
That was the joke.
Sorry, I
was being sarcastic.
Sorry, I totally took that as being legit, dude. I'm sorry.
It was a little bit dry.
It was very dry.
It was a little bit on the nose.
I think you need to dampen that a little bit, bro.
I'll note it.
You need to make it sopping wet. Oh boy, I could sure use another coffee. It's your boy Zero.
And I'm Mash, and yeah, welcome to another episode of Two Stupid Gamers Playthrough Digimon.
Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. Oh, okay, there we go. We got a trophy out of that one. Today's fill.
I can't see it.
Oh. Well, it's a trophy. It's all you gotta know, Mash. It's all you gotta know. Last off,
time.
we talked about games and imports and crazy stuff, and I also upgraded the farm, and also, we got back Mega Kabuterimon because we got enough memory now. Hooray. So yeah, Smash, you wanted to mention something, didn't you?
I, in fact, did want to mention something. It's kind of piggybacking off of the conversation we had last time when we did Digimon, which was that, you know, import games are crazy. I mean, you're paying top dollar for something that's not as expensive in another country. In fact, is actually discounted in the other country and is dirt cheap, you know, for what it should be. So you're just basically paying this huge import tax. The example that we showed was a copy of Initial D Extreme Stage, the home ported version of the arcade Initial D games for the PlayStation 3. It was of course, a Japanese title, and from the box art, it was evident that what they're doing is like a greatest hits type deal. So the game probably was out for maybe a few years, and you know it's already a bit older. So instead of selling it for full price, in Japan you could get a newer version of it that's actually just discounted, and that discount amounted, when I did the conversion rate, to about like 20 bucks and some change, so like $22, right?
Yeah, so what, to piggyback off of what Mash was saying, for those who don't understand, back in the day, for you youngins out there, some of you might have remembered, hey, like on PS1, PS2, and even PS3, you would see a game come out with like a black label on the side. That's what people usually call it, especially for PS1 and 2, and I think 3 as well. No. PS3 was red cases. There we go. That's the difference. But yeah, on PS1 and 2, black label, meaning that it would say PlayStation, but behind the PlayStation logo, it would be a black bar. They would do a greatest hits version, meaning that the initial run sold so well that now they just want to get more copies of the game out there. So they print a larger volume of the game, but instead of giving you the manual, games used to come with manuals, kids. Instead of giving you a color manual, it would be in black and white. The same game, but the cover now had either a red stripe instead of a black stripe, or on the PS1, it would have a green stripe with the word greatest hits written all over it. People usually prefer to get the black label one, and that includes, we're also talking about PS3 and PS4, PS5. Well, PS5 hasn't had a greatest hits thing yet. But on all consoles, people usually want to get the black label, meaning the initial run. Those usually go, you know, for way more money because there's less of those on the market. Greatest Hits usually has a larger volume. So imagine getting something that's extremely common and a motherfucker going, hey, so you want this game, right? Yeah. It's all used and stuff. There's like 1 billion of them. How about 300? Like, that sounds a little wild, doesn't it?
Well, for context, it was, again, when we did the conversion rate, 3,000 yen translates to roughly $20 or so. And that's what it said on the box. So my guess is that they're advertising, hey, this is about 3,000 yen. That's what the reduced price is. But when you actually buy it, if you're not from Japan, in this case, we'd be importing it via Amazon. The cost was $130. So it's kind of like, all right, so you're paying $110 just for importing. the game itself is $20, and you're paying $110 just to import that game, and it's just like I mean, that's so wasteful. Like at that point, you might as well save all the money you spent on importing, get plane and Airbnb tickets, and go to Japan and just buy all the games that we're gonna buy anyway at the regular price, and then come home with them. You know, you'd pretty much be saving the same amount, and you would get the experience of physically being in Japan. So, you know, I think one is probably a lot superior than the other. But piggybacking off of that discussion, I was trying to lead into another topic that
Yes,
came
please.
up for me recently. Yeah, which is the concept of the Nintendo tax. At least that's what I like to call it. I'm sure many other people do as well. But like Nintendo, to put it shortly, Nintendo kind of has somewhat of a monopoly, at least because it doesn't really have any direct competitors. Nintendo is kind of like, it's kind of like in the animal kingdom. It has no prey, so it could just do whatever it wants. It's like a dolphin. Nintendo's like a dolphin. And because of that, Sony's not going to cut into sales of new Zelda game. Microsoft's not going to cut into sales of a new Mario game. So Nintendo can essentially put out the Nintendo Switch, not give us a Pro Model Switch, by the way, which, thank you, Nintendo. No one wants a new Pro Model Switch. Not give us a Pro Model Switch.
Actually, there are people that do want a Pro Model Switch.
That was the joke.
Because, sorry, I thought
I was being sarcastic.
Your sarcasm came off a little strong there. Well, it didn't come off strong enough. Sorry. I totally took that as being legit, dude. I'm sorry.
It was a little bit dry.
It was very dry.
It was a little bit on the nose.
I think you need to dampen that a little bit, bro.
I'll note.
You need to make it sopping wet.
I'll dampen my sarcasm from now on. I'll be mindful.
At least for me.
But the point is.
At least for me. Your boy's a little slow with these things, bro.
I got you. The point is that Nintendo can charge pretty much whatever price they want. And, you know, it's just not fair, because you want to get into some of these great Nintendo first-party games, but you have to shell out top dollar for it.
100%.
So, like, I recently went to the Nintendo World store with my girlfriend, and, you know, it was... Okay, there's a whole side rant I could do about how Nintendo World is different than I remember.
Do it.
But we'll save that for later, because we want to get through the topics on hand. But we went there, and I had a copy of Animal Crossing in my hand for the Nintendo Switch. This game came out right around the beginning of the pandemic, or maybe even a little bit before. We were previewing or participating in the booth for Animal Crossing, for the release of Animal Crossing at PAX East 2020, March 2020. This game is still they're still charging. Nintendo still charges you $60 full price for a game that's already 3 years old. And it's just like, you know, if there was just someone that could really rival Nintendo and the kind of the success that they have, they would not be getting away with this type of stuff. Nope. I really want to play Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, because it looks like a cool remake. You know, it's the Zelda game that's like a little bit more obscure. Like, most people haven't really played Link's Awakening or know too much about it, so they remade it. It looks really cool, and I want to play it. They're still charging like full price for it. Like, anything on the eShop that you want to play that's first party, Mario Party, Mario Kart, you know, again, Animal Crossing, all these games, Nintendo doesn't really have to worry about ever putting them on a decent sale, so they're just $60. And it sucks, because, I mean, sometimes, you know, you buy a new console and you want to get like 3 or 4 games if you got the console late, right?
Absolutely.
Well, the Switch is like super old, and I can't say that I have even half of the games that I want for the Switch, because they never put them on sale, so I just don't buy them, you know? And yeah, the Nintendo tax is real, and the Nintendo tax sucks. So right now I'm kind of looking at some websites that are showing like different places where you could get like a physical copy of some of these games, and those places are putting them on like a slight discount. But yeah, like Nintendo like never does. They like never do sales, especially not for their first party games. I'm actually blown away that there's a copy here of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that's for $30, but
Yeah.
of course that's not from the Nintendo store. That's just from Amazon. So, you know, it's unfortunate. And also Mario Kart 8
It's
that's really,
old.
like, that's old. That's not a new game.
Just so people can remember, Mario Kart 8 came out for the for the Wii U. All right,
Oh my
that's when it
God.
was initially released, and we got a deluxe version for the Switch. And they've been consistently updating it, by the way, which we should probably go revisit those new Mario Kart maps that they've been releasing, because they've released a few packages and we've been like slow with them.
Yeah.
But it's nice, and but the problem is it's an old game already, and they still have the gall to be like, yeah, we're gonna charge you full price for it.
It says here it was released April 28th, 2017. That was the release date. I'm not sure. I'm gonna double
Of
check.
deluxe or the actual, or like the initial release?
Let me double check because I actually never knew. No, that's gonna be deluxe. This is a 6-year-old game that they're charging. That Nintendo at
This
least
is a
charging
6-year-old
$50 for.
re-release.
6-year-old re-release. The initial release date for Mario Kart 8 is May 29th, 2014. So add on 3 extra years. So technically the game is 9 years old.
It's almost a decade old, guys.
Oh my God.
Do not pay full price for Mario Kart. Like, no offense to Nintendo, but they need to chill the hell out.
No, they really do. They really do. And Mario Kart 8 was at the Nintendo store too, and it was also full price. And so were a lot of other games. I picked up a copy of WarioWare Get It Together, which is the new WarioWare game for Switch. And I only got it.
The newest so far. Yeah, because Move It is...
Wait, what were you saying?
The newest so far, because there's Move It, and that's coming out later this year.
Okay, so there's... Yeah, so far. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, you're right. The newest game so far as of July 2023. But yeah, I only got it because it was $40, and I was looking at that, and I was looking at, I don't remember what it was. I was looking at something else that was like $50, and I was looking at all these games that were $60. That again, it's like, why are you still charging $60 for Animal Crossing? Why are you still charging $60 for a 9-year-old re-release game? Technically a 9-year-old game, but a 6-year-old game that's a re-release of a 9-year-old game for $60, and it's just, it's like, god damn. I really wish that someone could just like kick Nintendo off their pedestal, because no one competes with Nintendo. No one's currently is cutting into the Mario dollar, so they can just charge whatever price they want, and again also not give us a pro console. So yeah, like we're in this kind of weird state where, as much as I would love to have all of these different cool first-party titles, I'm just not encouraged to get any of them because they're so expensive. They're charging an arm and a leg for them.
It's extremely frustrating. I ended up getting my Switch to piggyback off of Mash here. I got my Switch in 2021. It was spring 2021. I had just started my full-time job, the one I have now, and I was excited. I'm like, yo, I need to get a Switch now. There's no excuse anymore.
Yeah.
So I finally bought it. I believe, no, it didn't even come with the game. That's right. My Switch did not come with the game because Nintendo is like that. So I ended up buying the Nintendo's the good-looking one. Damn it! It's called the Animal Crossing themed Nintendo Switch. That's the one I bought. I bought it because it looked amazing. All right, even though I'm not a fan of Animal Crossing, I haven't really played the games. It looks great, but it didn't come with the game, and I paid full price for that darn thing. Okay, so I think it was around $250, $300. I think it was for a brand new Switch at the time. So I'm like, all right, let's go buy some games. Full price for practically everything. I had to go on eBay to see if I could find a copy of Mario Kart because I really wanted that game to play with friends and family.
Yeah.
I was able to find it on eBay for like $35. somehow, because different sellers sell it at different prices. But I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to go to the Nintendo store, the freaking all the online the online Nintendo store too, and just buy it there. Why do I have to constantly go through hoops and shit just to get a game that I desperately want to play?
That's right. And I just actually I have to make a correction real quick. So it was the price discount for Mario Kart that's going on right now for summer sale is actually on the Nintendo store from Amazon. So I do have to give them some credit. They are actually discounting the game from their Amazon page. However, it also needs to be said, I guess because the game has been it just doesn't go on sale that often. It's $60 on off sale is what they sell it for. It's completely sold out if you want to get it physical, which of course I want to get it physical, you know, because all of a sudden people see, hey, it's $30. Now it's time to just rush it and get it. And yeah, now I'm just like kind of pissed. I missed the announcement of the sale. Now I have to either get it digital when I would rather get it physical. And that's another discussion, and we've talked about that before, but I would rather get it physical.
No, I prefer physical. If I have the choice of getting a game physical or not, you already know my answer. And it does frustrate me because Nintendo's just like, oh yeah, you know, keep the games expensive. We're the only ones selling them. What are we gonna do? What are the consumers gonna do? It's a frustrating experience trying to be a Nintendo fan.
Oh yeah. That's why at some point I actually stopped being a Nintendo fan. I almost look back at this and feel like maybe it's kind of cringy to say this or whatever, but or like I don't know, maybe I was getting too serious into video games. Here I am with the YouTube channel and the Twitch stream and all this stuff, but you know, at some point Nintendo released the what was formerly known as the Revolution.
Yes.
The Nintendo Wii. You know, I, like everyone else, was really excited for it. I've been a lifelong Nintendo fan since my earliest days playing Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, DS, and Nintendo 64 and the GameCube. And I thought, these were such great consoles. The handheld consoles, the home consoles, they were so just like top of the line. So many great games for them, so many great multiplayer experiences. You could just spend hours playing a Nintendo console and just have a great time. It's just Nintendo is just the best. They're like the industry standard. You know, that's kind of where I was at. That was my headspace because I pretty much all grew up on Nintendo consoles. You know, I played some Sega, I played some PlayStation. I never really got to play Xbox. I played a little PC, but for the most part, what I had at home and what I used mostly at home was Nintendo consoles. So of course I was just lining up for getting the Wii just like everyone else, and I did line up. And this is coming back to talk about Nintendo World. I waited at online some random day in, I don't know, October, November, or whatever, outside at the Nintendo store in Times in Rockefeller Center, Manhattan, New York. And I waited on a huge line, like maybe an hour or so. I got in, I got my game, my console, and I just went home. I only had one game for it, just like everyone else, Wii Sports, which came packaged with it. Actually, now that I think about it, I may have bought another game, but yeah, I got the Wii and I came home, and you know, it was like this is it. This is the future. It even looks futuristic. It doesn't look like it's a console from this era. This is gonna be great. You know, the controls are weird, but I'm sure I'm sure in 3 or 4 years they'll like figure this out and it'll be just such great technology. And then after a while, like, it just became apparent that the Wii really wasn't for me. Like, it was just there really weren't a lot of great games. Nintendo really wasn't supporting it. The motion control got old very fast, and it became very painstakingly obvious as soon as all the dust settled of all the people running to the store and buying the damn things. It was just a gimmick console. It was just a fad. That's what it was. It was, hey, they made this console this company that's made great consoles has made this console and it's really fucking weird. And everyone likes it because you can play bowling on your TV and you're actually like kind of bowling. It's like, okay, well, what about the cool games? What about the graphics? What about, what you could do with it? And it was just, I don't know. I found myself so disappointed with the Wii that, again, I I feel kind of silly saying all of this, but I guess you could say I felt betrayed, and I was like, well, I'm done with Nintendo, and I made the shift over to PS3 because I just wanted to play better games, and I was watching my friends who had 360s, who had PS3s. Most of my friends had PS3s, but I had some friends with 360s. They were just like playing these great games like Grand Theft Auto, Metal Gear, God of War. These like phenomenal experiences, these like big JRPGs, and I thought to myself like, holy crap, I want to play what they're playing. I am not playing any more Wii bowling. There's no more great games coming out for the Wii. This thing looks terrible, like the graphics, I mean. So let me try something else. So I switched over to PS3, and ever since then, I've kind of been more on the PlayStation side of things. PS3, Vita, PS4, eventually PS5. So, you know, I don't always trust Nintendo to make the best decisions. I don't trust Nintendo to not get carried away like with this nonsense they're doing with the selling selling a 6 and or 9-year-old game for $60, But
It's frustrating being a gamer and wanting to play the Switch, the arguably one of the most popular consoles out there, being like wanting to make use of your console. It's frustrating because Nintendo, it's like you're saying, Nintendo is just going to charge you an arm and a leg for all their games. And even then, some of their games, they come out and you're just like, wait a minute, I'm buying this? Wait a minute. What? Like, I can get a better experience over here. Why am I paying a Nintendo tax just to enjoy a similar experience on the go when I can just play it at home?
So I'm live doing this because it's like kind of going in and out. It says it's sold out on the deal website. It's saying it's sold out on Amazon sometimes, but I'm actually watching Amazon like glitch out, trying to tell me if this thing is on sale, in stock or not in stock. They made Mario Kart such a expensive game that I can't get it on this sale anymore because it's just they're all gone. They sold them all out and I can't get it. Yeah.
Oh god, I'm frustrated. And even then, as like a PlayStation guy, I've had my issues with PlayStation. Thankfully, never to the extent that Nintendo kind of does. Because when Sony comes out with games,
yeah,
they're usually pretty freaking good. Freaking what's it called? Ghost of Tsushima, freaking God of War, the new era of God of War. People have been praising it. Uncharted, I haven't played an Uncharted game I hate. They're just fun. So it's like, and no, not only that, every generation they try to come out with new stuff. It's never just, all right, here's the new Mario, here's the new Zelda, and we're gonna ignore all these games that we haven't touched in forever, like F-Zero. And I'm like, you guys can really just give us something that we really want. Let's get a new F-Zero. Let's get a freaking new...
Oh my god. A new F-Zero.
Right? A Golden Sun. Holy crap, Nintendo hasn't touched Golden Sun in forever. And in an even longer time than freaking F-Zero. I'm actually surprised that they're actually remaking Super Mario RPG. That was a surprise.
I mean, but again, it's going to be one of those things where, wow, I can't wait to play this, but, it's a remake of a game, so I kind of don't want to pay full price for it. I could just get the original some way, somehow. And yeah, they're going to keep it at $60 for like, infinity. Yeah, it is a struggle to be a Nintendo fan. And I would just say that the best thing that can happen in this situation, which isn't really happening right now, is just Nintendo needs to have competition. I think even the most brainwashed, like obsessive Nintendo fan out there can at least reason with the fact that Nintendo Nintendo games hurt their wallet. And the reason for that is because, again, if they just had some competition, if there was someone that could like directly cut in, if we could just invent a time machine and go back in time and prevent Sega from failing, and instead of having just one giant game company that appeals to kind of like everyone, and therefore everyone loves them, and they don't really have competition with PS4 or Xbox, but so they could charge whatever prices. We have two of them. You know, we have on the right side we got Mario with Nintendo, and then on the left side we got Sega and Sonic, and the two of them are just competing and they're releasing consoles or whatever. But like, if there was just some way to stick it to Nintendo,
Really, a lot of fire under their ass.
we could see lower prices. We could see some of these things become more affordable, and not, oh hey, they put Mario Kart 8, this 6 to 9 year old game, on sale for $29. You can't get the physical version of it because everyone rushed the sale as soon as it, as soon as it went down to $30.
That's the sad thing.
Yeah. It's dumb. It's dumb. It just makes me think, like, Steam has its issues too. We could do a huge rant on Steam not being perfect, but like, at least I can expect that a game on Steam probably in a couple of months will go on a pretty decent sale, or at least it'll be like a couple of bucks off. So I don't really feel pressured once it finally goes on sale to just like absolutely rush the deal.
No one should have to feel rushed.
No.
Not at all, and especially in this day and age. It's frustrating already. Oh, I need 35 points. Crap. We need an updated Switch that can handle more horsepower and still play our old library, because I'll tell you right now, if Nintendo fucks this up and they release the next generation Switch and it can't take the carts that I paid so much money for,
yeah,
I think I'm just going to give up on Nintendo completely.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if my carts do not work on the new Switch, I'm done with Nintendo. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing this shit. They piss me off, man.
No, I think they would do something like that. In fact, it might even be a good... It might even be, like, honestly, what they are trying to do here with pushing off the slim model. Because when you think about it, a more capable model might just be a bad business move, because then they can't sell as much of the old models as they're going to sell by prolonging this, and as that high of a price that they are. And then, yeah, if you wait like several years, if you wait like more years, you could just say, well, this isn't a newer version of the Switch. We never had a newer version of the Switch, or like a better newer version, like a Pro model. This is the next console. Then you could go, oh yeah, and you have to buy all brand new carts, and there's no backwards compatibility. I would not put it past Nintendo to be like, new Switch, not gonna have backwards compatibility.
That can't happen, man. If they're going to be charging us Nintendo tax for their physical games and their digital games, and the next console just won't play them at all, like, it's just gross. Like, even the PS5 is like, yeah, we're going to still let you use your PS4 discs. At the very freaking least.
Nintendo is gross.
I agree. Like, we love the games, but we hate their prices and their business. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Business practices.
What's also really gross is that I'm looking... So, in the modern age of games, like, if you actually, put your games on sale, people compile online all the different sales that happen at the same time for different, retailers and stuff, for different gaming platforms. And yeah, the one that I'm looking at is informing me that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is a 6-year-old game, which is a remake of a 9-year-old game, or like a re-release, probably just re-release. At the $30 price point, this is the lowest price that it's ever been. In 6 years, it's never gone on 50% off, according to this resource. Now, I don't know if that takes into account Black Fridays. I know sometimes Black Fridays lets you kind of buy 2 games, get 1 free, or whatever. Sometimes Black Friday you could probably get like a really crazy deal. But according to this, it's never been half off, and that's really sad. I
That's
think
insane.
it shows. Yeah, yeah. This is not really consumer friendly, and it just sucks. Again, I mean, at this point, I've had my Switch for 3 years, and I would love to have Mario Kart 8, Mario Odyssey, this game, that Mario game, that other first party game, but it just ain't happening at these price points.
Oh boy. Well, that was one heck of a rant and also one heck of an episode. We want to thank you guys for joining us once again for this. If you enjoyed our content, if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to slap the like button, mash the subscribe button, and let us know, what do you think about the Nintendo tax? What do you think Nintendo should do with the next Switch system, if they even call it a Switch system? Let us know. We'll talk to you.
That's right. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.
That's right. Take care, everyone.